This is Anthony with The Weekly Buffer, an Innovation and Tech Today podcast where we give you 3 tech stories in 5 minutes each. I am joined today by...
I'm Alex.
And
I'm Adam.
And I'm Anthony again. And, well, how was everybody's weekend? Just starting off.
Pretty good. Just relaxed. Kind of played it cool a little bit this weekend. Nothing major. What did you guys do?
I feel like it's sort of that lull between holidays, you know? I feel like that's why November and December are so weird, because that time between Thanksgiving and Christmas is kind of weird, and then between Christmas and New Year's, like, that week doesn't even exist.
It's totally like a limbo phase, too. Yeah. People are like last minute Christmas shopping. I mean, it's literally just December, but still people are like in that phase of like, what do I do?
And it kind of felt that way between Halloween and Thanksgiving, too. Like, there's just these weird little holiday lulls that we get into sometimes. But
the holidays always mess up the scheduling, and things get all kind of crazy and wacky, and they're just a blur. But.
Well, speaking of holidays, there's a transition for you.
Yeah.
Holidays are the end of the year, and you have a bit of a story about kind of a wrap up of 2018.
Yeah, I kind of wanted to touch on a little bit. We were touching on shopping last year. And just last week was Cyber Monday when we shot our last episode. So kind of was going through with some numbers. According to SensorTower.com, which is like a website that kind of features apps and kind of data on apps and stuff. And according to them, they said Black Friday, the U.S. consumers spent an estimated $52 million just on Apple's App Store, which set a single day revenue record. So this is just people not even shopping for like items, but like shopping the in-app purchases and stuff like that. So I kind of wanted, in just breaking that record, congratulations Apple and stuff like that. There's another list.
I don't think they need a congratulations. I think they're just fine for themselves.
Just crazy. Just like every year they keep outdoing themselves. So it's like one of those things. And obviously each app is individual for themselves. But
no, I'm curious with that though. In-app purchases and whatnot. Is that like through shopping apps too?
Well, they have a section. They break it down between free apps, the in-app purchases, and then apps that you have to pay for off the beginning. But just going off of Black Friday and shopping, obviously, I wanted to touch on some of the top 10 shopping apps that are out there right now. So according to the top 10, we got Amazon coming in at number 1.
Makes sense.
Haven't heard of them.
Just in 2018, it said they grew from they added 115,000 actual downloads, like new users, and that's people that haven't like deleted the app and started fresh. So Amazon coming in number 1, Walmart number 2, Target number 3. So the big heavy hitters there.
3.
And this is kind of like brick and mortar too, having like an actual physical store too, but because they have another list with just like website e-commerce stuff.
Well,
but
I know Walmart especially is like really gunning for Amazon too.
Yeah.
They're like really trying to up the
and a lot of people are doing a lot more groceries now and stuff like that too. The shopping experience is changing overall. Yeah. But quickly going through this, Wish.com, Best Buy was number 5, eBay made the list, OfferUp, which I never heard of. I don't know. Some of these are a lot like newer ones than I heard of, but Fashion Nova. And then Macy's and JCPenney closing out the shopping ones.
Macy's and JCPenney? That's kind of surprising to me.
Yeah,
I thought JCPenney's was,
I know that
being
one's
demolished everywhere.
I know, they closed down everywhere. It is one of those. But touching on some of these two, I wanted to touch on the entertainment really quick. Starting from the bottom up, I'll actually start with CBS. Just streaming like news and stuff like that. And sports, obviously, football is on there. I know. So sometimes I'll try to watch the game and I'm like, oh, it's on CBS app. There's one that really caught my eye, which this is the overall top grossing list of just entertainment and
all of 2018
of entertainment of 2018 as of today, which is December 3rd. This one really caught me. It's called Celebrity Voice Changer.
Whoa!
And I clicked on it to see some of the details. And remember, we've talked about kind of like the fraud and like
videos.
This one, it kind of says it's like it stands out from other voice changing apps, and it has a slew of characters in there. I seen like Darth Vader and Whoopi Goldberg and Ellen and a lot of just like big name celebrities. But it says it doesn't like just change the reverb of your voice or like the pitch. It actually has like like in-home. I don't know. I haven't messed with it, but like
Yeah.
celebrity voice changer that made the list. So a lot of people are just
I'll have to
you
try
can-
it later.
Yeah, I'll have
Yeah,
to try
I know.
that out later.
We should do actually a video on that. That would be a super
Yeah,
fun
that came in at
review,
number 9. I'm like,
Yeah.
and so Crunchyroll. I'm not familiar with that.
Yeah, so that's the anime one.
Yeah,
It's like a
like
Netflix
anime
but for
streaming,
anime.
yeah.
Oh, okay. There's a coloring one, Colorify, where you're just coloring, and then
Yeah.
Showtime, Stars, YouTube, HBO,
Okay.
Hulu, and number 1, Netflix, of course. So, and that's just entertainment. I'm gonna quickly go over some of the ones that are overall, like out of all categories, including like games and everything.
Yeah.
Starting from the bottom to Bumble, obviously good like dating apps are really popular. Hulu still made the list. Candy Crush, Fortnite beat out the what's that? Players Underground.
The PUBG.
But that one, according to this, it wasn't really. It's on iTunes but it's not on Android, so it wasn't really counted for that. But I want to say Google, like for Google, I want to say it's the number 1 downloaded in Google Android.
Okay.
Pokemon Go, Pandora, YouTube, and then Tinder was number 2, and then once again Netflix. So just kind of
Tinder was number 2.
Tinder was number 2 overall, top
Yeah.
grossing too. So it's like most downloads and like in-app purchases, I want to say.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's a lot. Check out sensortower.com. It's really informative, and you can look up pretty much any app and check it out. But yeah, it's kind of just a sign of the times. Like, what are we doing? Obviously, entertainment. It's a big thing. I mean, what are your guys like? I mean, you guys probably have Netflix, and you knew about this.
Netflix. One I really got into this year. One app. I think it came out last year. Was Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links.
Okay.
It's basically just like a Yu-Gi-Oh! Game compressed into app version.
Okay.
I thought that was super fun.
They're super niche. I mean, depending on the person, and obviously and this is just this year too. But like some of the maps, and I was doing a little research, but obviously some of the other ones too, like maps and stuff that we use the most.
Yeah.
But he kind of broke it down between the most downloaded, so that's kind of what made these stand out.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, the things that just make our life easier and stuff like that, entertainment stuff like that. It's really interesting.
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, Snapchat's not on there?
Snapchat wasn't. Yeah,
I think
it wasn't.
Snapchat is just.
That's really
totally gone.
they've really fallen off.
Yeah.
Past I think really starting in 2017.
Right.
Yeah,
and they had a chance to like sell for billions of dollars.
Yep.
I think to Facebook or something. But
Yeah.
a little too late.
Yeah,
for
it's
that.
interesting. But like I said, it kind of just goes in with what people are doing. There's a lot of traveling and things that go with that. So that entertainment, people that are on the road or just on the go. And now that we have our phones like in hand and stuff like that, you think a lot of people are going to be watching stuff or whenever they have free time to do anything, all these new entertainment shows and stuff like that coming out. So yeah, I thought it was really interesting kind of just like see what kind of like progresses and what things have changed over the but like Netflix and obviously YouTube and those big entertainment ones are right there having in our hands. So
yeah, just wrapping that up, like what apps do you guys like end up using the most, you think? Especially lately.
I was actually surprised to not hear Spotify on that list.
Right, no Spotify.
Yeah, I
or,
want to say if I could
Apple
look real
Music.
quick. Obviously, the music. I think that would be in entertainment, but they do have a music section. Really quick. It looks like it's like number 7.
Okay.
Pandora's number 1. YouTube Music.
Pandora.
But yeah, there's so many categories in navigation, social networking, productivity. So yeah, check out it's called Sensor Tower if you haven't heard of it. Really cool. And yeah, just like one of my favorite ones that too, like I said, they're kind of more personal, but like I use like Amazon all the time or Netflix to watch movies. I got a Prime membership and stuff like that. But eBay, I'm always checking stuff like that too because I like to like collect comics and stuff like that. So I'm checking that. There's always like price jumps. But you didn't say what yours was. Yours was what's one of your favorite apps that you use?
Well, yeah, Spotify is a big one. I have this one app that came out this year called QMe, which basically it's a whole recommendation platform. Like a social media like recommendation. So like if I ever want a recommend anything, like a movie, restaurant, like literally anything.
Oh, anything.
I can just like send it to you like really easily, and it's kind of, I don't know, it's kind of cool. Like me and my friends.
Yeah, there's a lot of just like unknown apps. So like yeah, if you feel free in the comments if there's any apps that you guys are using that we don't know about or stuff like that. I always like learning about new apps and cool stuff like that.
Yeah. And speaking of apps, transition. Netflix is an app, and Netflix recently canceled the long for Netflix running show Daredevil, which was part of their whole like little universe that they had of Marvel shows.
Yeah.
I was reading up on it. 87 total shows, not on just Netflix, but just overall, have canceled this year. And I actually was looking through, and a lot of these really surprised me because they're pretty big names. You have Daredevil, Luke Cage, Iron Fist, Nathan For You, which I thought was extremely popular. That got canceled.
I thought that was beloved.
The Royals got canceled. Transparent, another like streaming show.
Mm-hmm. But that also ran into issues because of
controversy. And actually, Roseanne was the same kind of case.
So a lot of these shows. So
87 total, and then this one, Marvel's Inhumans, so like another Marvel show, which might kind of be a sign of like we have too much Marvel stuff these days.
Yeah, and the purchase with Disney, I think that might have something to do with that. A lot of people are speculating that Disney streaming service that's supposed to be coming out, kind of them transitioning either. I don't know if they're going to start a whole new Daredevil or something like that.
Yeah, it's going to be as like they're moving into like their next phase, especially with Infinity War coming out next year. Like I thought they might be kind of restructuring because you can't do the same thing for it's worked for 10 years, but you can't just do the same thing for 10 years. And they're probably,
Well, and then finally, this one really surprised me. Jerry Springer has been canceled.
After
27 years.
Daytime television.
Yeah, I know.
That's one of those forgotten. Yeah, I forgot about that. 27 years.
It's just it's always there, and you're so shocked when it's going to be gone.
Okay, well, do you think? I bet they'll still do reruns.
Well, they're going to do something, or he'll have like a Netflix show.
Yeah, they'll probably stop making new ones, but they'll do reruns.
Well, it's because it's the same premise every time. They have like 3 stories that they do. And it's the same
those
thing.
Reruns, I think, like you said. But like, what's your speculation on why they're canceling? Is it
why they're canceling all these shows? I mean, it's just we have such a glut now of entertainment coming in, and there's so much stuff to watch and so few eyeballs in comparison.
I agree.
And I mean, honestly, none of these were all that shocking now because it's just there's so many shows. Mm-hmm. And of those 87, just going through, it's like so many of them were 1 season, 2 seasons. Even here, Daredevil was 3 seasons.
So it's kind of like they're dipping their toes in the water to see maybe if people will bite, and then if it's really good. But it's really weird. Daredevil did really good. Like, that was a lot. So, I mean, I think that falls in line with that Disney streaming. But it's kind of like you say, that overload of media.
But I think, would Netflix have to cancel it if Disney was trying to move it over? Because wouldn't that be more Netflix's decision?
I want to say Marvel owns the rights to Daredevil, so that's like kind of as character. So
so maybe Marvel just said they didn't want to do it anymore.
Could be,
and it kind of was a chain of like all those, but too even just the Disney movies that are on Netflix and stuff, not like going along with the shows that are canceled, but a lot of stuff's just moving a lot of that behind the scenes of all that copyright and the rights to this person or this show, and even like a lot of that is really interesting.
And I'm really interested just to see though, just with so many new shows on Netflix monthly too, like this number is just going to keep growing. I just feel like
I feel like it's interesting, like compared to even just like 10 years ago, or like the 90s when like the pilot episode I feel like was really like important, and that's
that
when
would set the tone.
Like that's when you'd prove like, okay, like is this show viable? But like now I feel like it's kind of you come to like a place like Netflix where they're investing billions and billions of dollars into original content. And it's like, oh yeah, we'll try it out for a season. They'll give it a whole season, and then it's like, okay, well that didn't work.
Right.
It's almost like we're entering a place of like you have a pilot season now.
Right. Yeah.
Instead of like an episode, you actually just make the whole season because like it's so easy to do nowadays.
Yeah. Well, you got to look at if you think that Netflix just throws around their money like crazy, look at Amazon Prime's originals. Because they have some weird stuff on there.
They really try. Yeah, I wonder how much their budgets are. Like Netflix originals probably like murders like Hulu and like Amazon. Is that true? Yeah, and like you said, we were talking about it one time, and I want to say the numbers are crazy. How many new originals that they have. So I think it is too. They're just trying to just see there's so much stuff to do and so many stories. It's crazy.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, when you think about it, Netflix has all these iconic shows. I think Hulu has one well-known original show, and Amazon Prime might have one.
They try.
I don't know. Anywho, great transition to your story.
No, that's really interesting. I mean,
I was hoping the landing would stick like a little bit better on that one.
Oh, well, speaking of landings.
Oh, landing, yes. The moon.
No, an asteroid.
Oh, the asteroid, yes.
Well, so first, if we go back about 2 years and 2 months ago, NASA started this project, or launched a satellite called the Osiris Rex. And so that stands for Origins, Spectral Interpretation, Resource Identification, Security, Regolith Explorer.
I thought it was the dude that was in love with his mother from like Greek mythology.
Nope.
Osiris Rex.
Okay, we can edit that out, hopefully.
And so, they invested $800 million into this project to send this satellite to this asteroid called Bennu, which is in the asteroid belt between Mars and Jupiter.
Okay.
And it's this dark, round, carbon-rich asteroid. That's not, I mean, for an asteroid, it's not particularly big. It's 500 meters in diameter. But so why this asteroid in particular? So astronomers suspect that this asteroid's composition has more or less been unchanged since it was created 4.5 billion years ago. Meaning that they're kind of theorizing that it basically holds like some of the building blocks of the solar system.
Oh,
interesting.
And that if they can collect samples from it, it could actually tell us a lot about our origins and like the origins of life and the solar system.
Right.
Because if you look at Earth, like things with like erosion and how Earth changes, it's not the same. As
Can only
it
go
was.
back so far. Yeah. The composition, they can definitely come back with samples and test like the actual element makeup of some of the stuff.
Yeah, exactly. And like looking for like carbon and organics and things like that, because especially they said. I saw in a video, they said it's like one of the blackest objects in the solar system, which means that it's like carbon, rich with carbon and organics. So yeah, they're really looking forward to what they can find.
And so they 2 years ago they landed.
Yeah, so 2 years ago and 2 years and 2 months ago in September, just like 2 weeks before the first presidential debate between Hillary and Donald Trump.
Right before that. Way to give us a sense of time.
Yeah,
Way to give us a sense of 2 long years ago. 2 long years.
They launched
Simpler
this.
times.
Yeah, they launched this into space, and this morning, so December 3rd, it finally approached. Now it didn't land, and it won't do that for a few months. So right now it's about 12 miles away. Doing is kind of surveying, and it'll be maneuvering. Collecting data about the mass, topography, and composition of the asteroid over like basically the next 2 years. So it'll begin surveying where it is at 12 miles, just kind of flying by, going around it, and then it'll go about 800 feet above the asteroid's surface. Continuing to do flyovers, analyzing the composition of the asteroid. And then on New Year's Eve of this year, it'll finally enter the orbit and start. Yeah, so kind of a fun.
Yeah,
that'll be really interesting. Yeah.
So it'll be enter the orbit on New Year's Eve, but sadly, it will never actually touch down on the asteroid. Rather, instead.
How is it going to collect these samples?
And it's crazy that this actually won't even happen until mid 2020. But it was built with this 10-foot arm. And it'll basically just glide or like hover like 10 feet above the asteroid's surface, go down with like this vacuum arm they've created.
Robotic vacuum.
Like suck up some space dust.
Yeah.
And pull it back.
Oh, nice.
Interesting.
And so the goal is 2 ounces of sample, but it can hold like 4 pounds of like space dust. So if they need more, they can get more. Yeah. But even at 2 ounces, it's the largest sample NASA has created and since the 1970s with the Apollo missions.
Oh,
so,
nice. No, that's really interesting.
Cool.
This NASA's been pretty busy lately.
With Mars last year and this. So really exciting.
All this is in the time coming, and now we're coming to the end where like they just landed on Mars, and now they just landed. So it'll be really interesting to see where it takes us.
I gotta say, trying to extract from an asteroid, that's gotta be super difficult too. I imagine you're trying to keep up with it at the same time.
Yeah, I do imagine
it's in the belt, so like other obstacles and stuff. Like obviously they have that strategized and planned. I mean, probably somehow they.
I don't think they planned it out that much.
They've got one. They've got. I've read somewhere too. They're sending something to the sun too. They've got some like testing that they're sending something like it's really close to the sun. But I think that's really interesting about what they're sending not a probe.
Oh,
okay. I was gonna say like
not a person.
Okay.
Yeah, it'll be
seems like a mistake.
But we'll have to wait a little while to see what we finally learn because 2020
you said.
Yeah, because it won't even start its return journey until the spring of 2021, and then it'll take 2.5 years to get back. So we're looking at like the fall or winter of 2023, assuming everything goes right.
Right.
And so we'll revisit that then and see where we're at.
Well, make sure to keep listening to the podcast.
Until
so,
then.
yeah, our episode in
Yeah.
2021.
No, and we'll definitely be covering that,
2023.
yeah.
Oh, yeah. We'll be in season 4
Yeah.
by then.
Yeah, that's super. I think just like you said, just discovering what like some of those like beginning elements are, and like obviously scientists have been the meaning of life and all that. It's like really touches on some stuff like that. Like they've been really trying to talk about like just exploring beyond too, instead of just like you said. I think that's really interesting.
Well, let's
answer some questions.
So we get that space dust real soon. Well, until next week, it's been great as always. My name is Anthony with the Weekly Buffer.
I'm Alex.
And I'm Adam.
Make sure to like and subscribe. You know what to do.